Good morning. Almost. Good afternoon. Welcome to Walk Before You Run. Today I want to talk about denial and talk about Matthew 26, verse 31 through 30, 39. Maybe going a little farther than that. But I want to read verses 26 through 30 real quick. It says, while they were eating, Jesus took a loaf of bread, and after blessing it, he broke it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. Then he took a cup. After giving thanks, he gave it to them, saying, drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will never again drink of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drank it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung the hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus said to them, you will all become deserters because of me this night. For it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will scatter. But after I am raised up, I will go ahead of you to Galilee. Peter said to him, though all become deserters because of you, I will never desert you. Jesus said to him, truly I tell you, this very night before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times. Peter said to him, even though I must die with you, I will not deny you. And so said all the disciples. A lot of times people think that it was only Peter who said that he would not deny Jesus. But in this verse 35, it says, and so said all the disciples. So they all said that they would not deny him. But even though we talk about Peter, how Peter denied him 3 times, that they all denied him. Peter denied him in speech, but that the other disciples denied him in action because they all scattered. So that in itself denied Christ in who he was and who they had said he was and in whom he had shown himself to be. Verse 36 says, then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane and said to his disciples, sit here while I go over there and pray. He took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee and began to be grieved and agitated. Then he said to them, I am deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and stay awake with me. And going a little farther, he threw himself on the ground and prayed, my Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not what I want, but what you want. Then he came to the disciples and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, so could you not stay awake with me 1 hour? Stay awake and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Again he went away for the second time and prayed, my Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done. Again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the 3rd time, saying the same words. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, are you still sleeping and taking your rest? See, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us be going. See, my betrayal is at hand. And so Peter was the one who said, oh, I will not betray you. I'm not going to deny you. And so the others also said the same thing. But Peter, as soon as Jesus was taken, Peter in verse 69 starts to deny him. People were asking, aren't you the one? He was like, no, that's not me. So with his speech, he denied him. And even though it's not recorded in these verses, the others, they denied him as well because they scattered. And sometimes we think if I don't deny him with my words, that I'm not denying him. But if your actions don't speak to him and your calling with him, then they are doing just that. They're denying who he is or who you say he is and your relationship with him. And so we just have to make sure that our life does not deny who Jesus is. If we say that we are Christians, if we say that we are Christ like, then our lifestyle should not deny who he is. And not necessarily with words, but with deeds. And sometimes it's not even what you did, sometimes it's what you didn't do. And sometimes I have to remind myself that maybe I didn't do anything, but maybe I should have. And so sometimes we deny him in both actions and words. And so make sure that our lifestyle does not deny him because this is a tough time for a lot of people, a lot of young people. And so maybe one way to not deny him, if we say that he is, uh, that he loves us and his commandment to us was love you one another, maybe we need to reach out. So maybe that would be a way of not denying him. There are a lot of people who are hurting, a lot of people who are depressed, a lot of people who are sad. And so maybe just reaching out just to bring a little cheer into someone's life, even if it's just for a quick moment, could make the difference. So that's all I wanted to share with us today. Just make sure that our actions, lack of actions, words, lack of words, don't deny Christ and our relationship with him. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Remember to walk in God's word and also remember that you are blessed to be a blessing. Thank you.